Hey everyone, it is New Year's Eve day. In case you don't know, this is a crazy day for me. It's a big day for work, so I'm a little bit stressed out, but Mike's helping with that. He made us an awesome brunch.
I have to admit, I was very nervous about vlogging this because I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. But today we're doing a meal kit, and it's the sausage, egg, and cheese breakfast buns. So far, it's going pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and glaze this real quick and then throw it in the oven, and then we'll have a nice little brunch. Are you excited?
Yeah. Wet.
Paintbrush.
It's a wet here.
Yeah, it is wet right there.
Yeah, because you jump on legs sometimes and got dirty and put more water on it.
Oh, okay. Here it is. I just pulled it out of the oven. I think I overcooked it just a smidge, but I glazed it again and I sprinkled on some. So this is like everything bagel sprinkles, and then sprinkled it with some scallions. Looks great. Smells really good too.
All right, so here we are. I'm excited to try this. It smells good, looks amazing, so hopefully it tastes good as well.
Are you excited, bud?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got these little buns here, and then the sauce, I'm not sure if Caleb will be able to have that, but that is
sriracha or something?
Yeah, it's ketchup and sriracha, so.
I love it.
You love it.
I do like it sometimes.
Sometimes.
We'll let you try just a little bit because it's a little spicy, okay? Just a little bit. It looks sticky. What's on the top?
It's like a maple syrup glaze.
Okay.
So it's like butter, maple syrup, and then like the pan drippings from cooking the sausage and eggs.
Now, if I recall correctly, you are out of your regular maple syrup. So did you use my fancy maple syrup?
I had to use your Pappy Van Winkle maple syrup.
So we're using the expensive stuff.
Well, and you know what's funny too? Because this is from our meal kit.
Yeah.
They didn't give us enough syrup because it said I was supposed to have 2 things of syrup, but there was only 1 in the bag. And I double checked, so I didn't have to use too much of your syrup.
Well, it's fine. All right, here's yours. Whew, piping hot still.
Yeah. One thing I always forget about these breakfasts, like the brunch options, it always feeds double the amount.
Like 25 people.
Yeah. So we have the meal kit that feeds 4 people. So, but yeah, the brunches will feed 8. So we always have an overabundance of food.
Well, hopefully this keeps well so we can have some over the weekend. If it's that good.
Wow, this looks so good.
Look at all that steam. Wow, look at that.
This is the cold part.
That's the cold part?
And this is the hot part.
It is the hot part. Whoa.
So we got inside, we've got some scrambled eggs and some country sausage, green onions.
Caleb wants to make sure he sees it.
Buddy, there's green onions in there.
And eggs like here.
Yeah.
Wow.
From this side too.
Okay, so what did you think?
Well, clearly I didn't like it. It's
good.
It's good that it's brunch because it's very filling.
It was very heavy, yes.
So covered for both meals, which I'm happy with. It's very messy though, so it's probably a better fork and knife thing, but eventually we just picked it up and just dealt with all like that sugary glaze on top of it.
Yeah.
But it's very delicious. I liked everything about it. Maybe you'll have to do this on your own without We'll
see. No, I really liked it. Oh, and you know, I wasn't clear. If you were wondering, this is actually pizza dough they sent, and so you just flatten it out and make the little buns out of it. So it had a lot of really good flavor. I didn't like this. I didn't like the sriracha ketchup. I don't think it needed it. So to me, it was kind of like when you put like ketchup on eggs, and I'm not about that.
I get that. It would definitely heavy on the ketchup. I prefer it to be much more of the sriracha. Like there was another breakfast sandwich that they sent us, and that one's much more like hot sauce. That's probably would have gone better with this. Yeah. And Caleb obviously loves it.
Yeah, Caleb's it. You like it, bud?
Camera shy all of a sudden. Is it yummy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
We like it too. What's in it? Can you tell us what's in it?
It's flavor.
Flavor?
Yeah, it is. You tell it.
Yeah.
Oh, you got seeds on your cheek.
But ultimately, I think this is a great way to kick off New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Mike is going to be doing a full day of cooking. So I don't know if he's excited about that or not, but again, it's another tradition we have tonight. So I'm not sure if you told him what we're doing.
No,
we hold off on that? Or?
I'm not sure if I'm going to be vlogging that. So
okay. It's a little stressful for Mike at least. But we've been doing for the last like 5 years or so beef Wellington for New Year's Eve, which I love it again. By the way, we're eating everything that's encased in dough apparently.
Yeah. I told Steve this is our last day of eating like this.
Yes. New Year's resolution. It's all gonna start tomorrow. So But again, it's tradition. We can't get away from it. We have to do it. It's what we do. So we'll do that, and of course we'll pop some champagne later on tonight and do the typical New Year's festivities. What are we doing here?
I like to do 1A to the S and 8, 9, 10.
1A, 2F, 2, 9, 10. Is that what you said?
Oh yeah, I wrote that. I want to do the numbers on. It just says.
I have to admit, this has been a very uneventful New Year's Eve for us, just because, as Steve mentioned, he works really hard today. That's one of his busiest days. So Caleb and I have just been kind of like keeping to ourselves. We've been playing in his room. We've been playing outside. Just, I hate to say, I know it sounds negative, but I just try to keep Caleb out of Steve's way. And so, yeah, we haven't really been doing much. But tonight, we are making our beef Wellington. It is our New Year's Eve tradition. It's a Tyler Florence recipe. It's so good. The only thing we're doing a little different tonight, and this was by Steve's request, is that I am going to make the port wine truffle sauce from Thomas Keller's beef Wellington. His beef Wellington is very involved, but I think I can handle this port wine truffle sauce. So let's see.
Okay, so Mike is in the middle of preparing for this beef Wellington. I like to say that I'm like narrating it. He's doing all the work. I just season a little bit. I put some salt and pepper on this, but this is the tenderloin that we actually bought before Christmas. Oh, here's the timer.
Yeah,
1 second.
I gotta rotate.
Okay, go ahead and rotate. Hold on, bud. What's the timer?
I use about 2 minutes per side.
Okay. So we actually bought a huge tenderloin from Costco. I don't know if anybody shops at Costco, but I've actually butchered this down, so we've used it for steaks for Christmas Day. Now we're here at Beef Wellington. I think we have some reserves for maybe some burgers later on this week, so we have a lot of beef. Yeah. But Mike is searing this right now. Then we're going to wrap it up in duxelle, which is like a mushroom mixture kind of a thing.
Yeah, so it's mushroom, garlic, some shallot. I already made that. I'll show it real quick.
It's going to be amazing.
So here I've got my duxelle mixture. I threw some mushrooms, shallot, and some garlic and thyme into my food processor, and then I cooked it down to evaporate the liquid. And here I've got some plastic wrap with some prosciutto laid out. I'm gonna go ahead and spread the duxelle on this, and then we're gonna wrap our beef in this.
All right, so just to be clear, we have the beef, we have mushroom duxelle, then we're gonna have some prosciutto, and then it's all gonna be encapsulated inside a puff pastry.
Right.
So this is not for those that are carb conscious, and we all know in this house we're not carb conscious, but this is a very decadent, amazing New Year's Eve tradition. I'm so excited about this.
So as you saw, I just quickly seared the outside of this tenderloin, just real briefly, like 2 minutes per side. And now I'm going to brush it with some grainy mustard, and then you'll see I'm gonna plop it over here and wrap it in our, I'm gonna coat the duxelles first, or I'm gonna coat the prosciutto first with the duxelles, plop the meat in there, and wrap it all up. In case you were wondering what recipe I'm using the Food Network Tyler Florence's Ultimate Beef Wellington. I literally use this recipe and only this recipe. It's that good. But granted, I am using a smaller piece of beef, so if you're gonna use this video as kind of a guide, just know that. I'm kind of like halving this recipe. One thing I did notice is that I don't think my prosciutto is gonna completely surround this, so what I did was I covered it with some duxelle, and I actually have some more prosciutto over here that I'm going to lay on top, and then I'll just bring these pieces up over the side. I want my beef completely encapsulated in the prosciutto.
All right, so I just put Caleb down for rest. So this is his last night in the year 2021. So,
oh yeah, I didn't even think of it like that.
But you said goodnight to him. You said goodbye. So
that's true, I did. Okay,
he does.
We're good.
Exactly.
I wish I had known that. I get so weird and sentimental about stuff like that.
So what story do you think he required me to read to him?
I don't know. He's been really into Home Alone lately.
It was Home Alone. So Mike got him like this awesome like kids version of Home Alone.
Yeah.
And it is a bit long.
It's long.
Sometimes I have to skip some pages.
They could have cut out a few subplots for a children's book, but
it's pretty good. So he's obsessed with it. He's like, "Can we watch the movie tomorrow?" I'm like, we'll see. We'll see. But anyhow, I put him down for bed, and I know Mike is like well into cooking dinner. Mm-hmm. I have to admit, he put me on the task, even though like this was end of year, crazy time for me, he put me on the task just to pick up some very rare ingredients for his traditional recipe. Yes. Unfortunately, we did not get a key ingredient for his sauce.
Yeah, I should mention that. As I mentioned, we are doing the Thomas Keller, or no,
Tyler Florence.
The Tyler Florence Ultimate Beef Wellington, and it has a green peppercorn sauce, and we always struggle to find the green peppercorns in brine.
Yes.
We've done it like a couple times, I feel like the last time we had to order it ahead of time
from Amazon. Yeah, it's an Amazon order. So unfortunately, we were not ahead of it on this time. So
totally forgot.
We did not actually get that. But I did find another recipe by Thomas Keller.
Which I told him already.
Okay, so this is a restaurant that I absolutely love. Unfortunately, Mike was never able to visit it, so I've been there several times, and I raved about it, and when I said, Mike, let's go, they shut it down. So we're going to try this recipe out tonight for the sauce. When is the right time to open up champagne on New Year's Eve?
Well, considering we rarely sip till midnight...
Because we're old fogies, yes.
Yeah. We always celebrate New Year's, like, we watch the New York ball drop, and we're like, that's good.
That's
good
it
for us.
That's us. Yes. All right, so I would imagine that we can open up pretty soon, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
All right.
And so we were going to include this in the Christmas video, but it didn't work there. So Steve is going to show you the champagne we have.
All right, let's do this.
It's quite impressive.
Yes. So you all know that we're a little bit bougie, just a little bit bougie, but when it comes into champagne, we like a couple different brands. A lot of that is through tradition. So for our anniversary, we typically try to do Dom Pérignon because, you know, who doesn't like Dom Pérignon? So this year I found out that two different things that we absolutely loved did a collaboration. So Dom Pérignon actually collaborated with Lady Gaga. So this rosé is a special limited edition collaboration that Lady Gaga is doing with Dom Pérignon, and this is going to be the perfect way for us to ring in the new year. So a little spouse brag moment. So I said earlier that this is a crazy time of year for me. So I work for a company that has end of year crazy times. We're trying to get everything done today. And Mike has always been the best at understanding that. So he's done a good job of like, you know, making sure that I have zero stress in the house. He gave me an amazing lunch, brunch, whatever that was earlier on. But also like, you know, frankly, just the overall support. So can't appreciate him more during these times. You might notice that I've changed a bit. It's because, you know, earlier I was just starting work right the second I woke up. So I was able to take a shower, relax. The end of year is all wrapped up. Everything was great. Love my team. Love what I do for work. But now we're able to really enjoy the rest of the night and ring in the new year.
All right, so we got our puff pastry down. Steve is rolling it just to give us a little more coverage. This has actually been wrapped up and it's been sitting in our refrigerator for about half an hour just to kind of let it set. I don't know if that's the right expression, but
yeah,
it makes it easier, a little easier to work with.
When it comes to spatial awareness, I'm the person.
Yeah,
like
for
knowing
sure.
what coverage area we have and all that stuff. So we're doing teamwork right now. This is gonna be great.
For sure.
Yes.
And Steve found an article online. The recipe doesn't say this, but we found an article online to make the best beef Wellington. You need to brush the egg wash on the inside and the outside of the puff pastry. So we're going to give that a try tonight.
What you're trying to do is trying to avoid a soggy pastry, essentially. So that's what we're trying to prevent. So there's a lot of moisture that goes into it. Steak has a lot of moisture. The pork,
the duxelles.
So we're just trying to manage that as best we possibly can.
Yeah. The Tyler Florence recipe, as it's written, has the beef wrapped in the prosciutto, and this article said to definitely do that because that creates that barrier that prevents the
vapor layer. I don't know.
Yeah, so we already do that part. The only thing we're doing differently. Oh no!
Oh, it's okay. Why are you gonna film this? Don't film this.
I think that is plenty.
Let's not film this part. Stop. I was distracted for a second, and you gotta capture something.
Okay, we'll put the camera down so we can concentrate.
So I made the comment that says, sometimes, Mike, your beef Wellington has a little bit of a soggy...
It has never been soggy, you guys. It has never been soggy.
So now he's making me accountable for making sure I do this part of it.
I'm going to include, right now, I'm going to include an image of what my beef Wellington has looked like in the past. It was not soggy. It was delicious.
I have a recollection of a slightly soggy...
Oh my gosh. I mean, maybe the bottom, but that's
what
just...
I'm talking about. I'm talking about the
stop.
soggy bottom.
Anyways... I think he kind of rolled this out a little too thick, or not thick, but
thin.
He rolled it out too thin. There's way too much. It's gonna that's gonna roll in there like 2 times. You're gonna have 2 layers of pastry.
Extra breading, yummy.
It's gonna come out soggy.
Extra crispy.
I have to admit, I'm so glad that you're doing this here.
This is very messy.
That you're doing this year and not me.
It's so messy.
It is messy. Got it. Oh.
What?
You don't want to just plop it down like that. You want to keep it nice and
my hands
taut.
are already greasy. Taut. All right, so the idea is you want to kind of have it with the seams on the top based on the article I read. So
okay. Usually you want the seams on the bottom so it has a nice presentation.
I know. I hear you. They said they wanted to vent out the top.
Well, that's okay. Oh, okay.
Listen, I know it's all about presentation. Last year, I'm going to show you a picture. Mike did little Florence, he cut out leaves in the dough. We had a very nice presentation on top of that. But based on this, we're already good. We got a lot of good coverage on this. Yeah. It's probably because I probably stretched the dough.
Yeah, it's very thin.
Never have I ever claimed to be a chef. Okay,
it looks really good. I'm not sure how well it's going to cook. I don't know if it's good to have that many layers of pastry on a beef Wellington, but it looks good. So
it looks.
I'm hoping it's going to be amazing.
It looks like it's going to feed 25 people. It's just the two of us.
Right.
Kids are not in here to enjoy this, but again, traditions.
Okay. So we'll put it on this pan and then brush it with egg wash, and then it can go in the oven.
Does the egg wash have to go on the bottom or just the top?
I think it's probably just the top. Okay.
So last year, Mike was able to cover up his cosmetic issues with little cutouts of leaves.
Right.
We're not doing that this year. Apparently.
Yeah.
We're just gonna live with Steve's imperfections.
You don't have to watch the cookie cutters doing it this way.
Yes, of course.
But it looks really good. So now it's going to go into the oven. The oven is preheated at 425 degrees, and it's going to go in there for, okay, so Tyler Florence's beef Wellington, it's 3 pounds. This was much less than that. So it shouldn't take too long because his takes 45 minutes.
All right. Am I officially egg washed here? Or do
yes, we're good. We are good. Let's get it in the oven.
All right. And here we are. Mike does not read the recipe all the way through.
Get it out of the oven. Get it out. We're supposed to top it with coarse sea salt.
Of course. So let's read all the instructions. Let's follow the rules.
I thought you were making this beef Wellington.
No, I was not.
So we're going to use the Malden sea salt flakes.
So good. Again, I'm sorry if I don't I didn't wrap this properly. It's going to taste good, I guarantee. But here we go.
Okay, now it's good. Okay, so, and then the recipe says 40 to 45 minutes. So I feel like it's going to be less than that.
Okay, we shall see.
So while our beef Wellington is cooking in the oven, we decided this would be a great time to pop open the champagne.
All right, so I just grabbed the chilled champagne. We got a nice ice bucket over here to make sure it stays chilled the rest of the night.
Yes.
So. Should I grab the champagne saber that we have?
No, I don't think never saber a bottle like this.
No, we do have one. Our friends did definitely give us a saber, but we reserve that for those bottles that we're okay with destroying sometimes.
Well, because here's the thing, you're actually pretty good. I don't think you've ever really destroyed the bottle. We watch a lot of Fail Army, and whenever people do the sabers, the whole bottle is just wasted.
A huge problem.
But let's not risk it for this bottle.
Exactly.
So in case anyone was wondering, it appears this Dom Pérignon Lady Gaga, it is a Dom Pérignon Rosé vintage 2006. I was just noticing, it looks like the label on the bottle is easier to read than the box.
Of course. All right, so we'll have to admit, with the well age on this, some of the foil does stick, but I think we got it here. All right. And while we have fireworks going on outside, we always like to have Whoa. I would say a quiet cork pop, but that just popped right off. So, look at the thematic.
I think that hit the ceiling.
It definitely did. Everything's okay, but salute. And while we have fireworks going on outside, we always like to have So as I was trying to say, is while there's fireworks going on outside, we're trying to keep it quiet for Caleb.
It was so funny. The second I was like, wait, was that the bottle or was that the fireworks outside?
So here we are. Big celebration. So the cork is off. I'm going to pour it for us.
Okay. It's so funny because I was just checking the monitor. Little man is dead asleep. So our neighbors, our next door neighbors, and we actually have a lot of neighbors on this street who do fireworks. So it gets pretty loud.
Yeah, there's some young kids all around the neighborhood. So we live in a young neighborhood. So there's a lot of kids out there, and it's legal in Arizona for fireworks. So it's It's quite the spectacle.
Yeah, I get a little nervous for Caleb, but he just sleeps through anything, so it's fine.
All right, so here we are.
Okay. All right. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's, everyone. Oh my.
Oh, that's very good.
That's delicious.
Very nice.
Well, what do we expect? It's very good.
Yeah. All right, here it is. Okay, it got a little black on top, so I did have to tent it about 10 minutes in, but it looks really, really good. I've got my sauce here. It tastes really good. And then I went ahead and whipped some mashed potatoes. This is actually a little bit of a leftover mashed potatoes that we had, but I whipped it up again with some butter and some extra cream. So I have gone ahead and started slicing in. Unfortunately, I grabbed the dullest knife we have, so it kind of mangled it, but it looks really good, you guys. What do you think?
Looks good.
Yeah.
I'm always impressed with your cooking. Let's be honest.
So that's your piece, or you can take the one that I've already plated.
I'll take this one.
Okay.
Let me cut this better.
Yeah.
Through.
I grabbed the wrong knife, and I'm like, oh crud, this is the dull one.
This is the serrated, like, master knife, right? Looks good, though.
Yeah.
Smells amazing, right? So let's dig in. And why Mike prepared everything, I get to present everything. So
right.
Here we are with your amazing beef Wellington with some amazing whipped mashed potatoes as well. Looks delicious.
Yes, it does.
And then you have, what is this?
So that's our sauce. That's, what was it, the truffle port sauce?
Okay. You want me to pour it over or spoon it over?
Well, so we can pour it over. It's
okay,
fine.
Here we go. Tell me when.
That should be good.
Wow, looks amazing.
Yes. All right, so what do you think?
I'm happy. It's a very good meal.
Yes.
Very delicious. The new sauce,
Yeah.
I'm not getting the big truffle flavor. It's called a truffle port sauce, is that right?
Yeah, I feel like that's every time we make something with truffle in it, we can never taste the truffle.
Well, it's black truffle, that's the problem.
Okay.
So I think what we have to do, we only focus on white truffle because that's where you get the flavor, right?
Okay.
So,
yeah.
but I miss your old sauce.
Yes, for sure.
So we'll have to remember that for Amazon. We'll have to order your green peppercorn.
The green peppercorn sauce,
So,
yeah.
Yes.
That's really good, yeah.
Did you get any soggy parts on your beef Wellington?
I did not. I didn't get any soggy parts.
Oh, really?
But I did get some uncooked pastry, I think because it was wrapped around so many times.
Calm down. It was a very safe Wellington. It was wrapped up. Fireworks outside. That was not the champagne cork.
Right.
Anyhow, it was wrapped up very safely. That's the way you do a beef Wellington. So that was my job, okay?
It's still a very delicious, fabulous meal. I'm very happy with this.
It's not very appetizing when you look at it. But
yeah,
like,
it's not.
It's not the most aesthetic meal, but it is so good.
Yes.
It's really good. And we're really enjoying this rosé. So, anyhow, Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.
So we are a bunch of grandpas. We just finished our amazing meal. Thank you, Mike, for cooking an amazing meal. We're enjoying our champagne, but as you can hear outside, it sounds like a war zone. So our neighbors definitely love their fireworks. It's legal here in Arizona, so they're definitely enjoying the New Year's Eve celebration with that. Thankfully, Caleb's still asleep. So, he's sleeping through this. I don't know how, but he is. But anyhow, I think this wraps us up for tonight. So thank you for joining us. We had an amazing time tonight. Great food, great drinks, loud noises outside. So we appreciate all of you. Hope you had enjoyed this as well. And from our Magic Family, yours, enjoy.
Call it a day and celebrate.